Welcome to this Saturday Travel and History Tip, and welcome to the RV Manufactured Home Hall of Fame. It's a museum and library, and it's been established since 1972, even though this facility is relatively new. We've been looking forward to going there for many years. It is located just east of Elkhart, Indiana. After paying the nominal entrance fee, the clerk gave us a guide to the museum. We started off in the Go RVing Hall. What we saw there was a Furrion Elysian. This is a $2.5 million prototype. Besides having a hot tub on the roof, we have seen a video of one of these that has a helicopter pad directly behind the hot tub. Wouldn't that be nice? Also in this section was the on-cabin time. This is a 1967 fan camper, and whoever painted this did a remarkable job. I certainly cannot do justice to this museum in a matter of minutes, so I will skip through and hope this whets your appetite. So when you are traveling down the turnpike in northern Indiana, you will pull off and see this fabulous place. This is a 1913 Earl trailer and Model T Ford. This is the oldest travel trailer in the world. It was restored in 1980 and the car was restored in 1990. If there was a yellow rope across the door, you were not allowed to enter, and you can see on the sign it says do not enter, but many of them said you can enter and there was no rope, and so that was an extra treat to be able to go in some of these vintage RVs. This is a 1946 Kit teardrop trailer. Kit was founded in October of 1945 in Long Beach, California, and it really was a kit. This is a Model T with a 1916 telescope apartment, and this 1916 cozy camp tent trailer. This is one of the first models to be commercially produced. There's the 1928 Pierce Arrow Fleet house car. This is one of only 3 models to be ever produced, and this is a 1929 Weidman house car. Camp bodies were built to put on truck chassis. They had a 1939 Lindbergh travel trailer. This trailer was custom built for a famous aviator, Charles Lindbergh. And then there's the 1935 Bolus Road Chief. This is one of less than 50 to exist. There was the 1931 Mae West house car. Yes, made for Mae West. The Tennessee Traveler. A 1931 model AA Ford house car. A 1932 Gilkey Camp King tent trailer. A 1933 Ford camp car. A 1935 covered wagon with genuine leatherette. This one had a tag, California World's Fair 1939. Wouldn't that have been something to go to? A 1947 Scamper. A 1936 Roadhome coach. A 1937 Hayes motorhome. And this homemade trailer camper, donated by Wayne Tweedy. Paul and Wayne Tweedy built this camper together and graciously donated it to the museum. And there's the Fleetwood Sporter. And the 1954 Shasta travel trailer. Coachman Industries acquired the West Coast-based Shasta Industries in 1970s. Shasta was started in 1941 near its namesake Lake Shasta, California. Beautiful place. This 1954 Yellowstone travel trailer. This is an example of the higher line travel trailers made in the 1950s. The kitchen, range, and refrigerator were residential apartment style units, and not the common early white gas fuel units that were in common use. Elmer Weaver founded Yellowstone in 1946 in Wakarusa, Indiana. 1967 Fan Luxury Liner. This trailer shows an early example of the torsion bar anti-sway more ride type suspension system. That was important. Here's the last resort. It's a 1964 Clark Cortez motorhome. This is an example of the first American production front-wheel drive motorhome. They had these puppies cramped in there so you could enjoy more and more of them. This is a 1985 Fleetwood Bounder. This is the final working prototype for the Bounder motorhome that, when released in 1987, changed the motorhome industry by placing basement storage in Type A motorhomes. And as you can see, you could enter this one. You know the famous little kangaroo that is the icon for Fleetwood Bounders? Well, this was the drawing of the Bounder logo that John Keane drew at a Denny's lunch with Dave Russell. Very close to the finished product, wouldn't you say? Our first coach had this engine up front just like this, and we had to take the housing cover off several times when it was overheating, and yes, we overheated too. This 1969 Stites chassis mount truck camper. The Stites family built the slide-in and chassis-mounted truck campers during the late 1960s and early 1970s. When you see these things going down the road, you just don't think about their origins, do you? And how about this Scooby-Doo-like machine? It's a road trek. This 1988 versatile road trek was donated by Jill and Roger Fox of Port Clinton, Ohio. Her parents originally bought this van in 1992. They used it up until September of 2022. How about this Daydream? Keep your daydreams and Route 66. This one was decorated in all of Route 66 motif. And Winnebago, sort of synonymous with the word motorhome. This 1967 Winnebago motorhome is 19 feet long, built on a 6-cylinder Ford chassis. It was designed to sleep up to 6 on 3 double beds. After going through this section of the museum, we went into another area where they had, I guess you would just call them toys and miniatures. They were really something to see. We found this picture of Airstream Ranch. It was located on I-4 in Tampa, Florida. It was erected in 2008 and it was dismantled in 2017 for the construction of an Airstream museum. We've been to several of these types of places, and I'm sorry that we never got to see Airstream Ranch. Next, we went into the Scholar Manufactured Home Museum, where there was these camper type things, but they called them, as they said, this is an exceptional 1955 Spartan Imperial Mansion. What do you think? It's a 1955 Spartan mobile home. And it does look like that, doesn't it? It is not prepared to go down the road, so I guess that's why it's a manufactured mobile home. It's set up to be set up permanently. The interiors brought back all kinds of memories. And how many of you used a rotary dial telephone? They had this prototype there of a skyrise terrace, a metropolitan high-rise mobile housing development. That would have been unique to see. And they had these 2 old manufactured homes, and again, bringing back many memories of times going into homes just like this. Can't you just smell it? Remember that avocado green color that was so often used in the 70s? How about this stereo system? How many of you owned one of those? Raise your hand. Do you remember these clocks? As it would flip, you could hear it click. They did have a modern manufactured home, which was gorgeous. Of course, NASA has to sneak its nose into everything, and they had this final frontier for modular homes. Exit here, on your way to Mars. Welcome to the final frontier modular homes. You will be entering the SpaceX capsule and landing on Mars at the first modular home in space. This is our version of the first modular home on Mars, similar to the Mars Hab home for the movie The Martian. The gift shop has some great things to see, including this miniature trailer that I presume goes in local parades. It is a mini Model T and trailer from a family in Goshen, Indiana. It was built in 1962, entirely from parts obtained from early 60s mobile home factories. Gotta sneak in here. This is a 1988 Star Streak with a Cadillac Eldorado chassis. I wish I could show you all the pictures that we took that day, but I want to just encourage you to stop by this fabulous RV museum. I do want to add that the museum will give you a list of factory tours in the area. Many travel trailer and motorhome manufacturing companies give factory tours. It's a wonderful thing to do. Don't forget to subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the thumbs up. It's all a part of American history. Learn it, love it, appreciate it. Thank you.